Music science man here. Sponsored by Ray. No, I'm not sponsored. Let's just get right into it. The duality of Corey Taylor is perfectly represented by his recent dropping of 2 new tracks. His duality is at this point known without saying, but it wasn't always, despite his constantly present and obvious diversity and versatility. I've not just said duality for the pun, let me explain what I mean. We're talking about his voice, his writing, his influences, and his releases. Very few artists and vocalists could cover as much ground as he has done so well, particularly coming from metal, which tends to pigeonhole artists and react negatively to exploration outside of the genre, especially if it falls into more pop sounds. Which is decidedly very weird to me, because as much as metal started as an underground anti-culture, it's become too big to be able to truthfully be that now. Metal is still very much the others in terms of the music industry though, and perhaps this is why some fans hate artists diversifying from the genre. No, he's one of us, you can't have him! But artists have to grow and change. Slipknot, with which Corey Taylor is most known, and who terrified the life out of me when I was a kid, seriously, have released 6 official studio albums. And if they all sounded like 2001's Iowa, A, we wouldn't have gotten any of the great Slipknot releases since then, and B, they'd just be criticised for recycling the same formula. Angry! Something that if you ask most fans of metal, they will criticise pop music for. Let's dive into Corey's diverse musical history, starting with the original Stone Sour demo. 1993. Stone Sour demo. I can't believe. There's a lot of things in this video that I'll be referencing, but I can't include for copyright reasons, so I've put links in the description in order for you to go and have a listen. And oh my god, if you only click on one link, click on this one, because this is utterly bizarre. Literally, who is this? This is seriously the guy from Slipknot. Madness. I really like the song though. The range he's using is one that I've never heard him use since. He literally sounds like a glam metal singer in the second part of this song. And I can't believe that this is Corey Taylor. If you still haven't, pause me, go and watch it, it's insane. I also highly recommend checking out the original acoustic demo version of Through Glass from 2005. Not essential for what we're talking about, but super interesting. 1997. Corey Taylor joins Slipknot. Hey guys, I got a mask too. We can like make music and junk. Alright. Only 4 years later, and he sounded like, well, Corey Taylor. It is night and day. Corey Taylor's voice in the early Slipknot days was so powerful, so aggressive, and so distorted. It's also dropped in register to where you would expect for a man with this speaking voice.
I've dressed in drag once in Halloween, but that was as close as it came.
Corey Taylor's incredible ability to move through different areas of his voice is really well utilised with Slipknot. For citation of that, check out Unsainted. Seriously. Link in description. But even in the early days, Corey was tasked with singing such aggressive phrases, which is 10 times harder at the speeds at which he had to execute this. There is hardly any breathing room. That's a voice killer. And eventually, it did. Fans had concerns over Corey's voice in varying degrees from roughly 2003 to 2016. It was clear that the punishing style was affecting his voice. It's very possible to utterly destroy your voice singing these aggressive styles, and if you look into any successful vocalist that uses this style or similar, you'll find questions being asked about whether or not their voice is destroyed or on the way out. More on that later. Between 2014 and 2016, it was generally considered that his voice was blown out, or at least on the way out, and at its worst here. But look how many shows they had through this period. This is bizarre. 410 in 2015 and 291 in 2016. The number could actually even be higher than this. I'm just using an archive website right now. Imagine the actual biology of this. The strain, the intensity, the frequency of shows. 701 shows in 730 days. How could you expect anything else? Oh, and there were also 17 additional Stone Sour shows in 2014. The quality was always going to drop off. But here we are in 2020. Corey Taylor's just dropped CMFT Must Be Stopped and Black Eyes Blue. And I really want to look at the dichotomy of these two songs. CMFT Must Be Stopped is a traditional hard rock song, but with funk elements and rap collaborations, and on paper, none of this should make sense, but it's super well arranged. There's also vocally nothing super aggressive. Faster phrases are there, but they're replaced with straight up intentional rapping with a little bit of distortion. Corey Taylor's always been a fan of rap, which is kind of obvious when you look back at a lot of Slipknot's back catalogue. There's a lot of hip-hop elements in the phrasing, and if you don't know what that means or you don't care about music theory at all, He's saying a lot of words really quickly. CMFT Must Be Stopped is almost a middle ground between the Slipknot vibe and the other track he dropped. Generally speaking, considering how aggressive Slipknot are and how sweet and effervescent Black Eyes Blue is. Links in description so you can check it out for yourself. Black Eyes Blue. When I first heard this track, I literally had to ask friends what was happening. I hate that I love it so much. It's so upbeat and cheerful, it's so joyful, his vocals are so clean and, for lack of a better word, pretty. But Corey made it work for me. And before you say it, I'm not the kind of guy to just massively fanboy and like something because I want to like it. I'm not that way inclined at all. If something's crap, I'm gonna say it's crap. This song is not crap. Experiment time. Truth be told, I made this and then just tried to find an excuse to shoehorn it into a video. That scientific method though. Let's take the super aggressive and powerful vocals of Angry Corey and pair that with the sweetness of Black Eyes Blue. So here's Corey Taylor before I forget that there's a nice cup of tea on the kitchen side that'll go cold. So let me just grab that and watch the sunrise before walking the dog and taking the kids to school. The full version of that will be uploaded as a separate video on my channel, so you can go and check that out if you want to. Conclusion time. Now, I've barely even mentioned Stone Sour here, and already it's evident how diverse an artist Corey is. He clearly has such a vast and diverse pool of inspiration to draw from. Everything he's tried, he's done so well and with such care. I think that those who may feel wronged or upset by Corey Taylor's diversification really need to let this go. He's the dude from Slipknot, yeah, but he's also CMFT. And CMFT can't be stopped. I'm Music Science Man. Bye for now.